The bulldozers are working non-stop. With 2 years to go before the 2010 kickoff, South Africa is a nation in a hurry, determined to be ready for the world's first ever African World Cup. And the world is watching.
Hi, where my jongos? Young and free. Hi, where my jongos? Warriors we. Hi, where my jongos? Stand together. Vimba Pambili.
Many wonder if construction of South Africa's stadiums and infrastructures will meet the deadline. Danny Jordan, president of the local organization committee, is confident that preparations are on schedule.
Well, I think that those who have been in the country and see, as I have behind me, the construction of stadia. These stadia must be completed by October of 2009, and all of our stadiums will be finished by then, and we'll be ready for the World Cup, which is only in 2010, kicking off on the 11th of June 2010. So more than 7 months ahead of the World Cup, all of our stadiums will be in place. The airport expansion program is going well, so is our road. Everything is in place. We are extremely happy with the progress.
The host nation has invested over $2 billion directly on infrastructures for the World Cup. An astronomical sum, but not enough to make up for the long-standing shortcomings. Energy supply in the region is a particular cause for concern. Power cuts are common, and the stadiums selected for 2010 will need their own energy supply.
They prepare here, they're preparing by making sure that each stadium has backup generators, which will ensure that the game continues no matter what may be happening in other areas. But that's a contingency. I'm sure that the whole problem will be solved long before 2010.
South Africa and the FIFA, the International Federation of Football, are counting on the host nation's natural attributes by highlighting tourist destinations off the beaten track.
This is the first World Cup where you will be able to watch top-class football and then have top-class accommodation out in the African bush, and the days between matches will be different to any other days between matches at any of the World Cups I've been to.
But without a decent transport network, the journeys between the matches could soon turn sour. A concern that seems to underlie the official progress reports.
In respect of transport, which is the other big area that we're working on, we need to have a ground and air transport system to support our accommodation strategy. But these are all issues the government is working on. Government is committed to 2010. So there's never been an issue where government has ever said, we can't help you. And I think that would apply to every single aspect of the World Cup.
And South Africans seem confident enough, as we found out when we spoke to amateur footballers in Soweto.
I think we are on track. Things are falling. There are some stadiums which are about, 75% almost done, and the infrastructures, the roads, I think day by day, the progress is getting there.
In a country where football is a passion, there is just one concern in the townships. Will South Africans themselves be able to afford tickets for the World Cup?
Yeah, they have to put the price lower for the people of the host country, so that we can go and support 2010 World Cup all their way.
So we have created a special category of tickets, category 4, which will be the cheapest ticket of a World Cup since 1990. It is only $20 US. There is a ticket fund created together with FIFA of 120,000 tickets that will be distributed to make sure that people have access to the stadiums. However, we will not be able to have every South African into the stadium.
With recent economic tensions resulting in outbursts of violence, there are fears that the problem of affordable tickets and concerns about security could cast a shadow over the preparations of the 2010 World Cup. The financial stakes are enormous, with commitments by official sponsors already higher than the last World Cup in Germany. By the time the winning team lifts the trophy, South Africa hopes to have reaped over $7 billion.